Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca Kaysen, and today I'm going to be talking to you about reusable straws. Please excuse my voice, I have a little bit of a cold, so my throat's a little scratchy. I'm going to talk to you about why there is a need for reusable straws nowadays. Reusable straws can be used to replace plastic straws. Plastic straws can hurt the environment and have a very negative impact on marine life. Reusable straws add many benefits to the environment. There's also many advantages that come along with them, like a financial benefit, the extra strength they provide, and they're easy to use and clean. First, I'm going to start by explaining the negative impact of plastic straws. Plastic straws take hundreds of years to decompose, which means that they're in our environment and we have to store them somewhere. This means they're usually stored in oceans or landfills. Because whenever you burn plastic, that is not a great option because not only does it create a terrible smell, it also releases chemicals into the air. These chemicals are not good because they cause pollution and they're not good for people breathing them in. In this picture here, you can see that there's a plastic straw in the ocean. It's simple cups like this where people throw their lids in or they throw their straws whenever they're on the beach and they bring a drink with them and that ends up sitting in the ocean. This chart shows a diagram of how much plastic ton we have in our oceans. As you can see, there's a lot of problems and a lot of countries that need to make changes. In North America, South America, Asia specifically, there are a lot of indication of a lot of plastic tons of waste. There's also these gyres which create holes of plastic waste, which is not good because there are a lot of animals that are affected by this. So again, these plastic straws are ending up in our oceans, which causes a very negative impact to the marine life. Not only is it a huge waste in the ocean and it's not pretty for the beaches, it doesn't help because people want to go swimming and then they end up with plastic around their ankles. But for the marine life that actually live in the oceans, they look at the plastic and they see that as food. They look at that, they try to eat it, and it gets caught internally and externally. There have been many examples of when there have been animals that get it stuck in their nostrils, or they eat it and it gets caught in their digestive system. As you can see here, this is a very famous story of a turtle that was found that had a plastic straw in its nose. That's what the red arrow is pointing to. The turtle's nose was bleeding while the people who found the turtle were trying to get it out. So what's the solution? How do reusable straws help us? Reusable straws do not end up in landfills or in the oceans because they can be used more than once. Plastic straws are single use, so then people throw them away and there's all that plastic piling up. Reusable straws are also not a danger for animals because they don't end up in the oceans or the landfills. Reusable straws also encourage people to avoid plastic straws. If you have reusable straws, you don't have a need to go out and buy more plastic straws because you already have the straws that you need. There's also no plastic buildup from reusable straws, which means that it's good for the planet and it's good for people because you're not trying to burn the plastic, you're not putting it in the landfills, you're not putting it in the oceans, which means that we're creating not only a cleaner environment but cleaner air. The advantages of reusable, there are many advantages of reusable straws. Some reusable straws can last years if you take care of them properly. If you clean them well, if you store them away, if you don't bite on them like most people do with plastic straws, they can last for a while. It's also a financial benefit to consumers because you are shopping less, which means that you're not spending as much money on these straws. If you have plastic straws, you can go through a whole box of them very quickly, which means that you have to go back to the grocery store and buy them every other week, every month. And even though it's a small amount of money to get plastic straws, you can save a lot of money in the long run. It's also convenient to have reusable straws. You're never going to run out of straws because you're always going to have them and you're always going to know how many you have. Reusable straws also do not cost a lot. You can get them from any grocery store really, and they come in a variety of color. As you can see here in the picture, these are some examples of reusable straws. and they are the same colors, designs as plastic straws. Here's how reusable straws work. You can purchase them at a store, and most grocery stores sell them, and you use them just as normal straws. After you're done with them, you can put them in the dishwasher if they're dishwasher safe, and if they're not, some of them come with an extra cleaning brush, as the one you can see here in the picture. And you can put them in the straw to make sure that they are getting clean, not only on the outside, but on the inside too. And then you reuse them again and again. So who's using reusable straws now? Some bigger chains are trying to eliminate plastic straws. One of the biggest examples of this is Starbucks. Starbucks is known worldwide, and they're trying to eliminate the straws that they have by 2020. They want to be using reusable straws and encouraging their people who and their customers who come in to use reusable straws, not only in their stores, but outside of their stores. Other restaurants and cafes are trying to follow their lead now that they've seen the positive feedback that Starbucks has been getting. There are also some restaurants that only provide straws if customers ask. Many customers forget if they're not thrown on the table, so if somebody asks for them, waiter or waitress will provide it, but if not, then they're not using reusable straws. There's a great need for reusable straws. Plastic straws are hurting our environment. They're hurting the people who live in it and the animals who live in it. Reusable straws are just as easy to use. As you saw on the slide, how to use reusable straws, they're pretty much the same as plastic straws, and they can be reused again and again. Reusable straws also help the environment and animals. This is creating a good example for younger generations. There are many benefits to reusable straws, like the financial benefit, the strength they provide, and then how easy they are to clean. Reusable straws are a simple solution to a better environment.